All right, let's roll out to Chris Haynes' crib, and let's talk some NBA with Yahoo Sports top NBA insider. Chris, with a very interesting report this morning about Damian Lillard. Lillard telling Chris, if we come back and they're just like, we're adding a few games to finish the regular season, and they're throwing us out there for meaningless games and we don't have a true opportunity to get into the playoffs, I'm going to be with my team because I'm part of the team, but I'm not going to be participating. Woo! I'm not sure if we're going to have a season that has any renewal of the regular season, but pretty strong comments from Dame Lillard. Chris, let's start with you. Do you blame stars for not wanting to play in meaningless games?
No, I don't blame stars, Jason. I think, Damian Lillard, I'll say this. First of all, there are star players who have been echoing those sentiments privately for the past month or so. Damian Lillard is the first star to openly come out and say so. And I'll say this, for people, who are dismissing Dame or calling him out for having this stand. Well, let's remember that when teams are out of contention for a playoff hunt, the team anyways goes out and sits their star players and allows the young guys to play. So that's essentially what would happen anyway if the league were to resume without a pathway for the Portland Trailblazers or teams like him who are a little bit outside that top 8, if there's not a situation where they can compete for a playoff berth. So he's just coming out and saying it. It's rarely you have a player, or really seldom you have a player come out and say he's going to sit games. But that's the format. That's what he's in. He wants to play for a championship. He's frustrated. He's been working out the last 2 months trying to get back to get his team in a position to compete, and not having a chance to do so. That's going to tear him up. So he feels like it's best for him to sit down than actually go all the way out to Orlando, play games, risk injury, and at the end of the day, you're not playing for anything.
Man, I'm one of those guys that's got to call out somebody he loves, and that's Dame Dollar right here. I blame the stars if they want to take this stance, and here's why. He's saying two different things that are actually conflicting right here. On one account, he's saying, I'm going to the bubble because I'm a part of this team, and I'm a risk taking the corona. But then he also says, but I ain't playing because the games ain't going to count if we're going to be the 9th seed and not going to get into it. So what's the point of going and playing, even though I took the risk, because the games are meaningless? One, I want to tell every professional athlete out there, if they're still paying you, those games mean something. Maybe not to you, maybe not to the standings, but they're meaningful because the reason you're out there in the first place is to get that check based on your craft. Two, Weber State Dame Dollar sounds a little different than the Dame Dollar right now, sounding a little more Hollywood, because if you want to go in his record, his rookie year, they had 82 games, and this team only won 29 of them. 33, I should say, 33 of them. And they were out the playoffs. And guess who played in every single game? Yo boy, my boy, Dame Dollar. So hold on. Were they meaningful then? You can't play the risk card because you already said you're going to the bubble, but you just don't want to play. So which one is it? It sounds like he was trying to do one of those things, rile up everybody. My boy John Hiller calls it the Bay Area bravado, where, you just going to say something, that liberal gangster stuff. Like, I'm a qualified, but I hope it has the splash that y'all think I'm down for y'all. I don't know if he's down for his teammates, he's down for himself, or he's just down for the dollar. But my boy Dame didn't come across well on this one.
Yeah, I agree with Marcellus. Love Dame Lillard as a player. But when you join a union, again, it's about the collective. It's not about the individual. And maybe Dame Dollar feels like he was forced to join the NBA Players Union, but they have a union. And so I'm not someone, as a fan, as a journalist, I'm not really in support of them doing a regular season. I'd like for them to go just to the playoffs. But if the NBA, if Adam Silver, if Michelle Roberts, who leads the Players Union, if they decide it's in the best interest of the league, our television partners, the people who are responsible for Dame Lillard, I think Portland's on the hook to pay Dame Lillard about $250 million over the next 5, 6, 7 years. If those people determine that it's in their best interest for us to have a regular season. Is this best for our television partners, ESPN, ABC, who paid more than $1 billion for the right to broadcast our games? If this is how we protect our league, then I think the stars, not just Dame Lillard, the stars should all get on board and do what's best for everybody, because it's easy. Dame can sit out and look how much money he's already earned. Look how much money they owe him in the future. But what about the mid-level guys, the guys at the end of the totem pole? What about doing what's best for them? That's the point of being in a union, Chris, and that's where I would have a problem with Dame Lillard and other stars acting in ways that maybe the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th through 15th guy on the roster can't do these things.
Well, Whitlock, I will say this, to your point. Look, there are agents out there, I've already talked to a few. If their client has to go out there and play meaningless games, their agents, they're going to request that their guys sit, period. The only difference is Dame is saying this publicly. That's one thing about Dame. Like, he's not going to beat around the bush. Like, he's going to come out and really tell you how he feels. Look, this team, if this season were to continue to play out, they're getting Yusuf Nurkic back. They're getting Zach Collins back. That's their starting center and their starting power forward. I would pick them to come back and beat Memphis for that 8th spot. Memphis is up 3.5 games right there. And so with them getting healthy, they're in a good position. Memphis has the toughest schedule remaining in the NBA, and they're a young team. So it bodes well for Portland's chance to grab that 8th spot. And so if you're telling him, like, who is a person who's been training for 2 months to get back in shape to be able to play at a rigorous level, you tell him that he has to come back and play games that don't matter, play 4 or 5 games that don't matter just to get to a 70-point plateau, okay, that's fine. But play my teammate. You're not going to get me out there playing. I'm trying to play for a championship. We should be in the playoffs, and we're not getting that opportunity to do so.
All right, Chris, we're going to move on. And I think I know the answer to this question, but we're going to ask it anyway. Look, Adrian Wojnarowski is reporting that there's little momentum to have a regular season right now, that seems to be losing momentum, and no, everyone's going away from that. We've heard from Dame Lillard. He certainly doesn't want to play in anything that doesn't have to do with the playoffs. Should the NBA jump straight to the playoffs? Is that the best thing for the league?
Well, I take offense to how you started that question off, Mr. Whitlock, because you made it come off as if I'm just automatically going to say that there should be some type of play-in system to allow Damian Lillard and Portland Trailblazers to get in there. No, that's not what I'm saying. This is what should happen. Look, you can't devalue and dismiss what a team like Memphis has done for 65 games up to this point to allow a play-in system of where there can be 3 games that just completely eliminate from postseason play. They played to this point. Now, like I said, if it was a full 82-game season, I believe that Portland would have snatched them. I do believe it's just the experience factor, and they're getting healthy, and the Memphis team is a young team. But no, that's not fair. That's not fair to those other teams. If the season's going to start back up, they might not like this, but I do believe that it should start with the top 8 teams from each conference.
Oh, man. The basketball guys didn't agree with you, obviously, and your Wi-Fi. But I'll just say that, yeah, of course they should jump straight to the playoffs. Being real about this. You got that Teddy Riley going on, that prepaid Wi-Fi. Here's the thing. You gotta understand that in the Western and Eastern Conference, the 9th seeds are 3.5 and 5.5 back with 15+ games to go. Sorry, too bad. Oh, well, if we only have the 16 teams in the bubble, now you're all of a sudden trying to reduce the risk level, which is an amazing thing right there. And then it's more meaningful for those guys going. A Dame Lillard doesn't have to step in it and say, I don't want to play, when in reality he's trying to show loyalty to his teammates in the same breath. He doesn't get caught up in that conflict. He's done. And you know what? Frankly, this year, the way it's set up, the way it's added up, the 9th seed on, all of them should be done. They're not close enough. Even if they could mathematically get there, realistically, they probably won't. So I want to go forward with the quarantine rules in the bubble and just make sure that we all know that perfect is the enemy of good. That means this won't be perfect. Someone will probably contract coronavirus. What do you do in those situations? I want the contingency plans highlighted before they step in the bubble so everyone knows what to expect. If Giannis or whoever, any star, contracts the coronavirus, does that mean he's gone or the team is gone, etc.? Lay it all out, all the landmines before they step in the bubble.
I think they should go straight to the playoffs, but every team should be in the playoffs. And so I would give probably the top 4 teams. I haven't done the math on this. The top 4 teams in the East and the West, I'd give them a bye, and I would make everybody else engage in best-of-3 series in the opening rounds of the playoffs. Because if I'm the NBA, I'm trying to do what's best for the overall league, and I want as many teams as possible involved in the restart of this league. The more teams, the more fans, the more if it's a and look, everybody's going to follow the NBA, but I think you just take the fans from every city, get them involved in the restart of the NBA with some best-of-3 series. The top 4 seeds in each conference, East and West, get to sit out. But I would want everybody involved in the restart, and I would go straight to the playoffs and best-of-3 series. That would be my solution. But, you know, I'm crazy and think a lot of dumb things.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. And be sure to check out more of the best clips from Speak For Yourself or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.